Typically, wheelchairs can cost around $3,000. To me, $3,000 is the low end. The high end is infinite. Like, it's no telling. Like, it depends on how many bells and whistles you add on it. Replacing a wheelchair depends on your insurance. Some insurance allow every 5 years, some every 7, some every 10. So it really depends on the type of insurance you have.
When I was a kid, I think I had to replace my chair a little bit more frequently, every 2 to 3 years, just as I grew.
Before I buy any kind of equipment or new wheelchair, I always like to get my insurance policy out and, see what they're going to cover. Some insurances will do like a 90-10 or an 80-20, or they'll pay certain percentage and then you're out of pocket for the rest of it.
The more research you do, the more you know about your policy, the better your experience will be.
The VA is excellent pretty much for paying for everything that the veterans need. I mean, there's no deductible. You have a lot of choices. They're not getting you cheap stuff. They're giving you real good equipment, wheelchairs that most insurance would not pay for. Most insurance has a limit of what you can get.
Every insurance policy is different and will cover different things.
The only thing I would say that people need to prepare for is knowing what brands of wheelchairs are covered under insurance and which ones are not. Your DME provider will know the answer to that question.
Say, okay, well, I've got X insurance. Do y'all work well with this insurance? What do you cover? Tell me what some of the equipment that y'all will provide. If I do want an upgrade, tell me if I'm gonna have to pay out of my pocket for it, about how much it will be.
You can get all of this information from your DME provider. Just have a conversation with them and go over the costs while you're ordering your new chair.
When I'm working with my durable medical equipment provider, I like to know what I'm going to be out of pocket once my chair gets delivered to me. It's important because, I may not have the money, 3 or 4 months when I'm ordering my chair, but it gives me that time to save up, if I need to borrow the money or get the money or obtain the money somehow. It gives me that amount of time to, like, okay, they said, all right, I'll need $600 at the delivery of my chair for out-of-pocket costs. So I got 4 months to save up $600. That's why it's important to know how much you're gonna need.
You can always review the paperwork that your DME provider is sending to your insurance company.
If you have good insurance providers, usually your chair is covered and paid for, and there's no copay or out-of-pocket pay necessary, unless you've added on some things that are not included by insurance, which could be, sometimes it could be your front casters, like mine light up. That's not covered under insurance. These typical types of wheels are not covered under insurance, so it just depends on what you're getting.
So it's good to know what your insurance is going to cover and what they're not going to cover, so that you don't get shell shocked when you get that final bill in the mail and you're like, holy crap, I didn't know they didn't cover that. They'll also want to know, is it medically necessary for you to have that particular cushion? Or is it medically necessary for you to have that particular back for your chair? Or is it necessary for you to have those different hand rims for your chair? If it is, then the insurance company will pick it up. If you can deem necessary medically that it's going to help you prevent any kind of injuries or pressure wounds, or it's going to help improve your overall health, then the insurance will pick it up. But if it's just an accessory or something that you don't need, then more than likely that you're going to come out of pocket and pay for that out of your own money.
If something that's medically necessary gets denied by your insurance, have a conversation with your doctor and they can write an appeal letter.
As far as my wheelchair, I've never had a situation where they didn't pay something that I needed. If I needed it, they were always good to pay for it.
The VA helps me with my chair. They gave me an appointment, and they have a unit where they have a few wheelchairs there, and they have booklets where they have all the design, and then they will let you look at the chair and say, hey, which one do you like? You can tell them, and see, that's one thing about it, I guess. Majority of the time, you're just looking at a picture. You say, well, I like that one. Or you tell them like what brand. You say, I want a Quickie, I want a Tie Light. So once you go with that, then they just pretty much go with the colors and all that. And they will have somebody that will fit you and tell you like what size you need after that. And if you're gonna be even more specific, like since I had someone introduce me to these tires that hold 140 pounds, so I tell them that I want these tires, and they'll put them on there for you. You can even tell them like a lot of times like what specific wheels you want on that, and they would do that also.
And you definitely need to know what your insurance policy is and what the insurance policy will cover.
Paying for your chair is a major part of getting your chair, so be sure to know how you're going to pay, be it private insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, or some other way. Make sure you know all the ins and outs so you can get what you need.